Some mirrorless cameras are great, some mirrorless cameras suck. Today we're going through all the best mirrorless cameras available in the market today. Let's jump straight into it. Nikon Z63. Holy moly, Nikon's back with a vengeance. The Z63 is packing a partially stacked 24.5 megapixel sensor that's faster than a caffeinated cheetah with readout speeds 3.5 times quicker than its predecessor. It's got a fancy pants 5.76 million dot electronic viewfinder that's brighter than the sun at 4,000 nits, perfect for those moments when you're trying to blind yourself while taking photos. But watch out for that battery life, folks. It might tap out faster than a lightweight boxer in a heavyweight match. Canon EOS R10, Canon's budget-friendly mirrorless marvel, is here to make your wallet and your camera bag happy. The R10 is lighter than a feather, but packs a punch with its 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor and dual-pixel CMOS autofocus that'll track your subject faster than a bloodhound on a scent. It can shoot up to 23 frames per second, perfect for capturing those moments when your cat decides to go absolutely bonkers. But beware, the high ISO performance is about as impressive as a wet firecracker. Noise becomes visible above ISO 1600, so keep it low and slow, folks. Sony A7 RV. Sony's megapixel monster is back, and it's hungrier than ever. The A7 RV is rocking a whopping 61 megapixel sensor that'll capture more detail than your eyes can even see. It's got a new AI processing unit that can detect humans, animals, vehicles, and probably your ex from a mile away. But hold on to your hats, because this bad boy comes with a price tag that'll make your credit card cry and menus more complex than quantum physics. Panasonic Lumix S5 II. Panasonic's finally joined the cool kids club with phase detection autofocus in the S5 II. This full-frame beast can shoot up to 30 frames per second, fast enough to capture a hummingbird's wing beats or your dog's zoomies. It's got in-body image stabilization rated for up to 5 stops, so you can shoot handheld even after your third espresso. But don't get too excited about the video capabilities. The 4K mode comes with a crop that'll make you feel like you're shooting through a keyhole. Canon EOS R7. Canon's bringing the heat with their flagship APS-C mirrorless camera. The R7 is packing a 32.5 megapixel sensor that'll capture more detail than you know what to do with. It's got autofocus that'll stick to your subject like gum on a hot sidewalk, perfect for wildlife and sports photography. But here's the kicker. There's a serious lack of native RFS lenses, so you might end up with a camera body as lonely as a penguin in the Sahara. Nikon ZFC. Retro chic meets modern tech in this stylish throwback that'll make you feel like a hipster time traveler. The ZFC's gorgeous looks might distract you from its somewhat clunky controls and lack of weather sealing, but hey, at least you'll look cool while fumbling with it. Despite its quirks, this 20.9 megapixel APS-C sensor camera can still capture some damn fine images in 4K video, proving that sometimes style and substance can coexist. Olympus M10 Mark IV. This tiny powerhouse is like the mighty mouse of mirrorless cameras, packing a 20 megapixel punch in a body small enough to fit in your jacket pocket. With its flip-down selfie screen and beginner-friendly features, it's perfect for aspiring influencers who want to level up from their smartphone. The in-body image stabilization is so good you could probably shoot sharp photos while riding a mechanical bull, not that we recommend trying. Nikon Z8. This beast of a camera is like the love child of the Z9 and Z7 II, inheriting the best genes from both parents. With its 45.7 megapixel sensor, 20 frames per second burst shooting, and 8K video capabilities, the Z8 is ready to capture everything from landscape vistas to cheetahs on cocaine. Just be prepared to sell a kidney to afford it and maybe start hitting the gym, because this bad boy isn't exactly lightweight. Hasselblad X2D 100C. If cameras were fine wines, the X2D 100C would be a vintage Chateau Lafite, exquisite, expensive, and probably wasted on most of us peasants. This medium format monster boasts a 100 megapixel sensor that'll capture every pore on your subject's face, whether they like it or not. It's slower than molasses in January, but hey, good things come to those who wait and wait and wait some more. Fujifilm XS20. This little dynamo is like the Swiss Army knife of mirrorless cameras, packed with features that'll make both photo enthusiasts and wannabe Spielbergs drool. With its flip-out screen, 6.2K video capabilities, and 7 stops of image stabilization, you can vlog your heart out even if you've had one too many espressos. Just don't expect the classic Fujifilm retro styling. This camera's more modern than your grandma's new hip. Sony A93. Holy smokes, this camera is faster than a cheetah on Red Bull with its 120 frames per second burst shooting and global shutter sensor. The autofocus is so smart it could probably do your taxes while tracking subjects at lightning speed. But watch out for your wallet, because this speed demon comes with a price tag that'll make your credit card weep. Panasonic Lumix GH6. This Micro Four Thirds monster is a video powerhouse, offering 5.7K 60 frames per second recording and enough codecs to make your head spin. It's got a fan built in to keep it cool during long shoots, so you won't have to worry about it overheating like some other cameras. Asterisk, cough asterisk, Sony asterisk, cough asterisk. Just don't expect mind-blowing low-light performance from that smaller sensor. Fujifilm XT5. Fuji cranked up the resolution to 40 megapixels in this retro-styled beauty, giving you enough detail to count the hairs on a fly's butt. The classic dial-based controls will make you feel like a real photographer, even if you're just shooting selfies. But the autofocus might make you want to pull your hair out when trying to capture fast action. It's not quite up to par with the competition. Fujifilm XH2S. Holy crap, this camera is like a cheetah on steroids with its 40 frames per second burst shooting. The autofocus is so smart it can probably detect your ex from a mile away, tracking subjects like a creepy stalker. But damn, at $2,499, you might need to sell a kidney to afford this beast. Sony A6700. This little powerhouse packs a 26 megapixel sensor that'll make your Instagram followers drool. It's got more AI than a sci-fi movie, with a dedicated chip for subject detection that's probably smarter than your ex. The only downside, it's still rocking that weird flat top design that looks like it got sat on. Canon EOS R10. Canon's finally woken up and joined the mirrorless party with this 24.2 megapixel bad boy. It's got 4K video that's sharper than your grandma's wit, and autofocus that'll track faster than a bloodhound on Red Bull. But watch out, the battery life is shorter than a Tinder date, lasting only 430 shots. Fujifilm XS10. This little camera is like the Swiss Army knife of mirrorless, packing in body stabilization and a fully articulated screen in a body smaller than your ego. It's got more film simulations than a hipster's Instagram feed, but the lack of weather sealing means it's about as waterproof as a paper bag. Canon EOS R50. Canon's trying to lure in the TikTok crowd with this compact mirrorless that's lighter than your last relationship. It's got 4K video without a crop, which is more than we can say for your hairline, but the viewfinder is so small you might need a magnifying glass to see what you're shooting. Panasonic Lumix S5 II. This full-frame beast packs a punch with its 24.2 megapixel sensor and phase detect autofocus that'll make your head spin. It's got 6K video capabilities and a fully articulating screen, perfect for those narcissistic vloggers out there. But watch out for that hefty price tag. You might need to sell a kidney to afford this bad boy. Sony ZV-E1. Holy crap, Sony's gone and shrunk a full-frame sensor into this tiny vlogging powerhouse. It's got AI-powered framing and stabilization that'll make your shaky hands look like you've got the steady grip of a surgeon. Just don't expect to use this for serious photography. There's no viewfinder, you squinty-eyed losers. Canon EOS R100. Canon's budget mirrorless offering is like that friend who's always a bit behind the times. It's got a 24 megapixel APS-C sensor and can shoot 4K video, but only at a measly 24 frames per second. On the bright side, it's cheap as chips and has a built-in flash for those times when you want your photos to look like they were taken in 2005. Sony A7 RV. This 61 megapixel monster will make you feel like you can see individual atoms in your photos. It's got an AI-powered autofocus system that can track everything from humans to insects. Perfect for when you're stalking that elusive butterfly, but be prepared to spend more time processing those massive files than actually taking photos. Sony A7 IV. The all-rounder that'll make you question why you need any other camera. It's got a 33 megapixel sensor, 10 frames per second burst shooting, and 4K 60p video capabilities. But let's be real, you'll probably just use it to take pictures of your cat and post them on Instagram. Nikon Z9. Holy crap, this beast of a camera is like having a supercomputer in your hands. 45.7 megapixels, 8K video, and autofocus that can track a flea on a dog's butt. It's built like a tank and can shoot 20 frames per second. But good luck fitting this chonky boy in your pocket or explaining to your spouse why you need a second mortgage. Sure, it's expensive as hell, but if you're a pro shooter or just have more money than sense, the Z9 is basically the Rolls-Royce of mirrorless cameras. Nikon Z7 II. This 45.7 megapixel monster is like the Z9's slightly less badass little brother, but it's still a powerhouse for landscape and studio work. It's got dual card slots, finally, improved autofocus, and can shoot 10 frames per second, which is great unless you're trying to capture hummingbirds on cocaine. The Z7 II is a solid all-rounder, but let's be real, if you're not printing billboards or cropping the hell out of your shots, you might be better off saving some cash and going with its lower-res sibling. Sony A1. This 50 megapixel speed demon can shoot 30 frames per second and make you question why you even bother with video anymore. It's got 8K video, bird-eye autofocus, because apparently that's a thing now, and enough processing power to probably launch a small satellite. The A1 is basically the camera equivalent of a supercar. It's insanely capable, ridiculously expensive, and will make your friends wonder if you're compensating for something. Thanks for watching. Even though I doubt it, I hope this video helped you pick a product. Links to all these products will be in the description below. Peace out.